On the show today, we're very pleased to welcome our very own SABC digital multimedia producer, Mr. Neo Motloung. Neo, good morning.
Morning, Alicia. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great.
Oh, awesome. Good to have you back. And of course, on the main desk, I do have Professor Stephen Friedman. Professor, a very good morning to you too. Thank you for returning.
Hi, morning, Alicia. Thank you.
Good morning. Now, what was the biggest hashtags this week? I can give you what I think it was all about. And that is basically what forms the basis of our show today.
Yes.
The femicide issues. What are we looking at here?
Here we're looking at Not In My Name. It's a hashtag that was started, that trended yesterday. A group of men gathered in Pretoria to protest against violence against women. When we look at the stats, it reached 4 million accounts on Twitter alone and created 4.6 impressions. Meaning that it did not only trend in South Africa, but it's something that is trending globally. So people are really talking about it. And if you look at the graphic properly, yesterday the tweets were high and at night it went up, but in the morning it also went up. So people are still talking about it. It's an ongoing topic.
Let's read some of the tweets that they're saying there. Uyanda Mbuli, one of the celebrities, local celebrities, says, "I'm so proud of South African men right now." And of course, the hashtag Not In My Name march that took place yesterday.
This is also another personality, Kadlomo, saying, I applaud the men leading and participating in the Not In My Name march against women abuse in Pretoria today.
And of course, Karabo Mokoko there says, "May you all have a ridiculously amazing Saturday." To the men marching against women abuse at the hashtag Not In My Name march. And of course, respect. I hear there were quite a few prominent members of society, particularly actors, that were part of the movement.
There was a tweet that was sent out by Casper Nyovest saying, why are politicians not out at this much? He was very much disappointed. But this is a topic that really has major personalities discoursing and taking part in it.
Professor, what did you make of this? The social media reactions to all this femicide that we've seen during the week. There was a lot of activism there, but is it enough?
Well, clearly not, Alicia, because women are still being killed and women are still being brutalized.
Yeah.
And I guess the problem we have is that the men who participate in the marches are not the men who are killing the women or acting violently towards the women. So you are having a specialist segment on it, but clearly we need very concrete solutions to this problem. It's good that people are angry, but angry is clearly not enough, because as South Africans we don't seem to be able to deal with this problem.
Absolutely. You know what I found interesting? We had a reporter on the scene yesterday at the Not In My Name march, and we asked her if there was a memorandum that was particularly addressed to the police to try and assist with this girl. She says yes, there was a memorandum, but they're not sure yet who that memorandum was going to be delivered to. But we're hoping to get some further information as to what police are trying to do to help in this scourge. Let's move on with the next, of course, staying in the same topic of femicide. What are we looking at now, Neil?
This one is Men Are Trash, which is a topic that has been going on
for trending.
A while now.
Yeah.
It started earlier, late last year, but this year around this time it
gained momentum.
And there's a lot of discourse around it. But so far, from what we got this morning, 5 million accounts have been reached with 6.5 million impressions.
That's
meaning people saw it on their timeline. As you can see on the graph, it went up yesterday during the march, and late last night it went down, and it's up again today. So people are really talking about it.
So what was the general consensus when it came to this hashtag, Neil?
There are mixed reactions to it. Some men are coming out and saying not all men are trash, and then you have some are saying just because you're a man, you have to understand that your silence speaks loudly. That's why you fall under the Men Are Trash. But we can look at tweets.
Let's have a look at those tweets. Inyasha McBride Mbani says the hashtag Men Are Trash encompasses a wide range of issues, not only limited to beating women. Indeed, we are trash. There is a man who's owning up to something there. What is Astra saying?
Astra saying, so all the men who've fumed at Men Are Trash have yet to say what they are doing to fight patriarchy, which came out this week also, rape culture and misogyny in our society.
And of course, the last one from Kaliho.com says, low-key getting tired of trying to convince closed-minded men and women that hashtag Men Are Trash isn't about a man's ego. It's about a woman's plight. Very interesting point there. What do you make of that, Prof?
Well, look, I keep on not wanting to stray into your expert's field, but I think my analysis of what we're dealing with here, and it's not the only country in which it's happened, is if a group of people are used to dominating another group of people, and they feel that's being threatened,
Yeah.
then they tend to react in a very violent and a very bigoted sort of way. So what is happening here in some other countries is that for the first time women's rights are actually getting onto the agenda, not enough, but they're on the agenda.
Yeah.
And in the kind of culture we have, that really threatens some men, and they start to react violently. I mean, that's my reading of the situation.
My goodness, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
that
that's a very
a lot
good
of
point.
people feel that some men feel entitled
Entitled.
and also threatened or demasculized by a lot of things that women are doing these
women
days.
are doing.
Let's move on to the next big hashtag now and see what people are saying.
This
there.
is a poll, just to wrap up. I mean, Garabo's funeral was this week. So
Yeah.
we asked this poll on social media, do you think we have the leadership, political or civil, to put an end to gender-based violence? And as you can see, the stats down there, I mean, 13% said absolutely, yes, absolutely, and 64% say
no leadership at all. That is worrying.
That is worrying. I mean, that's
Yes,
a huge
sis,
number. I mean,
yeah.
out of 400 people who took part in this poll, and you have 13% say yes, but could be better.
But I mean, I'm just stuck
Stunned,
on that
yeah.
64%.
Yes. I mean, there were also reports from social media coming out that how do this political party leaders address gender violence when they were talking about women in parliament? I mean, Lindiwe Mazibuko, when she was dressed in that skirt.
Yeah.
So they talked about a whole lot of things, especially with the rape cases that we've seen and stuff like that.
Do you want to comment quickly on that one, Prof?
Well, it's an understandable conclusion. I mean, we, as I said before, we really don't seem to be getting any further. If anything, the problem seems to be getting worse.
It's getting worse.
It's not surprising that many people are unhappy.
All right, let's take a look
The
at the
last
final poll today
that we
now.
did is
Yeah.
we're talking about social network activism. Does hashtag activism work? And we have 48% saying yes and 52% saying no, because people need to go out and add their voice. But what we've seen with social media is that it is adding voice to what has been happening for a long time. I mean, the violence against women didn't just start this year. It's been there for years. Social media is just putting it in front of everyone.
Absolutely. Now, can you promise me that for the benefit of our viewers, and just to give us maybe a quick wrap next week, monitor how this trend will actually go about for the rest of this week, and also give us an update on how people were feeling after all, of course, the police investigations, so there's been some developments, so that we also get an update if whether our judiciary or there's certain structures that have been putting there are actually doing what they should be doing. That URL for our viewers once again.
It's www.sabc.com/news, and on YouTube you can find us on SABC Digital News.
It's right there on your screen. No excuse. We're going to take a quick ad break, and after that,
and of course, we have someone, our visible policing, someone, our TRT, our intelligence, and our detectives. Also, we call the Metro Police to come and assist us.